The former director of the Ghana School of Law, Akufo-Addo, has called on the Ghana Legal Council, or the General Legal Council, to dissolve the independent examination body and also cancel the just-ended Ghana School of Law entrance examination. Some candidates who wrote the exams have asked the General Legal Council to investigate alleged leakage of questions and marking scheme for the 2018 entrance examination of the Ghana School of Law. The entrance examinations went ahead after the Supreme Court dismissed an application filed by a law professor based in the United States, Stephen Akufo-Addo, that the General Legal Council was in contempt of court for failing to obey an earlier order which held that the entrance examinations as requirement for admission into the law school was unconstitutional. Professor Sari, in an interview with Aisha Ibrahim, also recommended for immediate steps to be taken by government to amend the Legal Profession Act 1960 Act 32.
These questions and marking schemes and answers, are now in the public domain. I will, not use the word alleged. I think that, something that has happened. It is becoming one too many. The law school is the nation's most prestigious law institution in the country. And if every year, since the establishment of the IED in 2012, questions have been leaking, and yet the body continues to exist, then we have a problem. We have a national problem. I would call on the General Legal Council to dissolve the body immediately. That it is the members of the IED do not resign by late 90 days, the General Legal Council should dissolve it. It says to dissolve it. The entrance exam should be cancelled. We should, as a nation, find a solution to it. Cancel the examination altogether, and let's see, what happens next. I also urge the government, as a matter of urgency, to amend the Legal Profession Act, scrap the General Legal Council as the body responsible for legal education in this country until these courageous measures are taken. I call them courageous because, they are both said you need the political will, to take such drastic measures.
Well, let's move on the issue of education. And President Akufo-Addo has defended government's decision to begin the free senior high school program before fixing the infrastructure challenges in senior high schools. Speaking at the 70th anniversary of Ghana National College in Cape Coast, the president indicated that free senior high school has become a permanent feature of Ghana's educational system and that government would not yield to propaganda against the policy. He said his government is determined to explore options, including the double-track system, to be implemented in the next school year. Richard Kwejonyako has more.
Speaking at the 70th anniversary of the Ghana National College, the president says his government is not going to give in to what he calls professional naysayers and people who have resorted to doing propaganda with the implementation of the free SHS policy. According to him, the free SHS is going to be a permanent feature of the country's educational architecture. He is thus calling on parents, the PTA and other stakeholders to join hands with government to make sure that the policy succeeds.
We cannot, however, wait to address all the issues of infrastructure before we continue with the policy. Indeed, that was very much the rationale behind Prime Minister Kwame Nkrumah's celebrated Accelerated Development Plan of Education in the 1950s, which ensured a decisive opening up of the educational space for thousands and thousands of young Ghanaians who had hitherto been outside the educational net, and which helped satisfy the manpower needs of the early years of our independence. The objectives of the double-track system are to create room to accommodate the increase in enrollment. Furthermore, it will reduce class sizes. It will increase the contact hours between teachers and students and increase the number of holidays. All this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be achieved with the existing infrastructure. Far from it being a new intervention that is being experimented in Ghana, it is noteworthy that it has been implemented elsewhere and found to be successful in countries as diverse as the United States of America, Australia, Kenya, and Japan. I am confident that the end result of the system will lead to an increase in quality of our SHS structure. Free SHS has come to stay.
Richard Kwejonya-Akon, Joy News, Cape Coast.
JoyNews investigations have uncovered how the Ghana Bauxite Company evaded the payment of penalty for overloading haulage trucks to the tune of some 90 million Ghana cedis or dollars it should be, over a period of some 6 years. This was done in connivance with some officials of the Ghana Highway Authority who operates the weighbridges. After a year-long investigations, JoyNews Kwetenate found that the state apparently lost some $22 million in last year alone.
Documents obtained by JoyNews reveal the Ghana Bauxite Company, GBC, which is run by Chinese corporations through Bauxite Mineral Groups in Western Region, avoided paying over $8.2 million in 2012 for overloading haulage trucks with bauxite. In 2013, the records show the penalty fine was $10.3 million. 2014 was $12.9 million, while the figure for 2015 was $16.1 million. In 2016, the penalty was $20.2 million. Last year, the Ghana Bauxite Company evaded penalty charges of $22.2 million, bringing the sum total to over $90 million. A top official of the company, who pleaded anonymity, claimed overloading of haulage trucks is normal.
Overloading of bauxite at our store, it's a ritual which has been going on for a very long time. Yes, we could say most of the contractors are not happy with it, but because it's coming from the top, they have no choice than to comply. Because these Chinese guys, you know the way they work. If you are not in, if they decide for you and then you don't comply, you have to back out. So it's been going on for a very long time. I mean, the either weight loads are there, that the total weight, that means the gross, that's the cargo plus the tire weight of the trucks should be like 60. And I can tell you for a fact that they are not paying any clients less than 30 tons.
The Highways Authority acceptable weight for haulage trucks is 60 tons. Any weight beyond this limit attract charges. For example, anything beyond 8.5 tons extra attract 5,000 cedis. Waybills of vehicles that convey bauxite for the company, cited by JoyNews, reveal trucks carry 90 tons of bauxite instead of 60 tons. Asked how the bauxite company is able to overload without being questioned, the senior staff said they have insiders who alert them when Highway Authority sent mobile vans to check the practice on the road.
As for the victim, they can always get it because there's an insider. And from the Ghana Highways Authority, we get alerts every day. Anytime they're going to come on the road, they alert you guys that we are coming. So it's either you come by 6 buckets or you don't even come at all. So there are indications where the haulers have been told that this time around we are going to load like 6 buckets. That should be the normal. So those 6 buckets will go. And for the day or the period that they are going to be around, you will see maybe 6, 7, 8 or less than 10 trucks as compared to the normal operation period of, let's say, 80 to 100 trucks a day. So they'll be using like 10 trucks just to deceive the public. And trust me, this is a syndicate. It's from the top. Ghana Bauxite pays for them. Highways are into it. Contractor managing the axle weights are also in there. So it's a syndicate which has to be unraveled.
Some residents of Bogoso in Western Region who claim their roads are being destroyed by the overloading have been waging a campaign against the practice. Muniru Ziblim is one of the campaigners.
Ghana Bauxite Company are taking overload using our road. So I started this investigation since September 9th, 2015. That time, RCC are constructing Bogoso to Ayamfre, Takwa to Ayamfre road. So when they started, after they are finished, you see that the bauxite cars are taking over. So you started requesting the invoices and then the way bill. And then you get some of the way bills. You started getting the way bills in 2000. You started getting the way bill in 2016. Somewhere August. That inside of the cars will take 61 tonnage. They have been taking 91 tonnage. And then you question them. They say that's not the truth. And then you find out and get the way bill. Some of the way bills indicate that they have been taking 12 buckets, 6 buckets, which is 91 tonnage. They are using it to pass through Bogoso, Abonam Kwanta, to Takwari. You have an azure load. They're supposed to check that overload, but they didn't check.
To verify these claims, I pitched camp near the Abonam Kwanta weighing bridge in May last year. Between midnight and 3 a.m., I counted 87 trucks using the stretch, but only 15 passed through the weighing bridge. Those that used it were flagged to move on without being checked by the highway officials.
And this is just unraveling. It's JoyNews investigations, and the lead investigator on this story is Kwete Nati, and he already is reporting that just last year alone, the state lost some $22 million following the unpaid penalty by those who were cutting raw bauxite to various destinations. Well, stay with us on that. But before we go, we have to look at the story. And government last week announced the increment of the daily minimum wage by some 10% to 10 Ghana cedis, 65 pesos. But there are many Ghanaians who earn less, and many who also wish there were policies that could help them make that amount. Today, we share with you a story of Bauxite, who earned 10 Ghana cedis daily to cater for herself and her family. Nancy Emefa Jiradosi has the rest of the story.
On the busy streets of Accra, I meet 35-year-old Vida carrying a plastic bowl with sachet water in it. Vida is a mother of 2 and married to a wayside Baba. She and her husband left their children in the village to find a better life here in Accra.
I used to sell fried fish back in the village, but I took a loan and I ran into losses, so I had to come to Accra and make a living. It's not easy surviving here.
Tema Station, Vida works here, hawking sachet water to the thousands who come here every day. She makes just 10 Ghana cedis, enough to buy Vida and her husband dinner of kenke and small pieces of fish.
Look about 10 and I 5. And let them home family try.
On a normal day, no, I hear from Piota business.
Piota 10
cedis.
I sometimes take 5 bags of sachet water a day, and I often get 10 cedis. But unfortunately, I spend 8 cedis on transportation. The remaining 2 cedis I buy water and food.
You see, they just have a little pure water and be money.
And 20 pesos, Naka 1.8. Vida's husband also earns 20 Ghana cedis a day. But he needs to eat, buy blade, sharpen his scissors and clippers, and pay for his Okada ride home. Not much of the cash is left at the end of the day, but they still have to save and pay their children's school fees.
My 2
children are both in basic school. My husband and I managed to save the little we have to cater for their needs. It's not easy.
Yes, government may have increased the minimum wage by 10%, making it stand at 10.65 pesos. But Vida does not even earn that. I asked her how she thinks government can help them to ensure they also earn that minimum wage.
Government can help me get a shop or anything else that can help me get more than I earn.
For the likes of Vida in Ghana, who do not understand what minimum wages, all they want is government to improve their living conditions. Nancy Emefa Dradosi, Joy News.
Look, we all need to keep our wellness in good state, and fitness is good. And so hundreds of residents in Kumasi, they converge at the Kumasi City Mall on Saturday for the biggest ever fitness and wellness event in 2018. It's the Love FM Fitness Walk. It is the mid-year edition of the quarterly exercise aimed at promoting a healthy lifestyle for a productive year. Love FM's Kwesi Debra brings us the highlights.
Patrons were served with an aerobic session to prepare the mind and body for what will be a memorable day. Patrons, both young and old, including those from the corporate world, walked through the principal streets of Kumasi from the Kumasi Mall through Ahojo, Edu, and Asafa. Then it was time for the aerobic session led by experienced fitness instructors from Paul's Fitness Gym and the KNUST Gym. For about 20 minutes of stretching the muscles to shed off the tiredness after the walk, it was time to till the tummy. Patrons were later ushered into refreshment mood with assorted fruit beverages, porridge and bread. Some could not help but enjoy a sparse foods palm weevil lava, known in local parlance as a kokono. The organizers, Love 99.5 FM, with the support of Aspar Foods, Belacqua Mineral Water, Vodafone, IPMC and other sponsors, gave out prizes to outstanding patrons. The climax was an opportunity for participants to enjoy free movies at the Plush Watch and Dine Cinema inside the Kumasi City Mall. What a day.
You know it. I'm here to keep fit. Just to motivate others. Vitamin water, which is also helpful for sportsmen.
My wife virtually dragged me here. I wasn't in the mood, and she just came this early morning, you know, put on the light and like, you know, come on, let's go. So yeah, that's why I came.
At the first time I joined a group, we say, any time you are mobile madrasa or more years our program, I had managed your home semi, but no my for it's because of where I want it, let me to me for crying for places my who say what do stage make to deny a day. I found as a mother and so anytime I test now home I go. I was a mere training. Emma my system no and Emma working all right. It's I very good. So be I didn't hope whether you are mother or it doesn't matter. Obi abet me I'll join it. Now
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Debra.
I love that woman there. So titi wapum, I has to keep on fit. Well, fitness is good, and we all just need to keep fit for it. If time will permit you, you have to, well, conform to the various exercise regimes as many times as you can. You know, Kujo Yankson, he does a lot of that very often, has registered with the Air Force Mess Gym, we're told. So we're hoping that he can train us all of it. And then also, we have Derek Akosam, our lead producer, always exercising. The results minimal physically, but We're hoping that we can get there one day. All of us indeed will get there. But please join us. This is what we're going to do this. We know voting is up in Zimbabwe. We'll bring you all the latest highlights, but we're also bringing you highlights of various stories, front, back pages, center spreads of newspapers. We'll do myjoyonline.com if time will permit us, but myself, Kojo Yanks, Mama Viuso Abwaje, we're right here with a review of the newspapers. Stay with us. You know that we're bringing to you the latest. Those who wrote, that's a degree in law, they wrote, registered for that General Legal Council managed examinations into the Ghana School of Law. And we know that there are concerns, allegations of perceived leakage of some of the questions and the marking scheme. We're having those who are raising the allegation, that's interfaculty candidates right here on the show. Stay with us.